much and nature walks, and he's going to tell us a little bit about his gear.
Okay. What? Start here?
Oh
with
yeah,
guitar?
start with guitars.
Okay. Here I've got my SG Special Faded Edition Half Moon inlays. It's pretty important. I think it's like a ebony fretboard, and yeah, I don't know. I've done a bunch to modify it. I've like made a bone nut for it. I had the original tuners, but the original tuners exploded. And so then I had some Grovers on there, and then now I think I've got these are Grover Deluxe tuners. So I kind of put it back to original, and had to replace the bridge.
How'd you make the bone nut?
I ordered one that was like about the size, and then I kind of filed it, cut the nut slots, and you know, did all the polishing and everything on it. So I liked it. I liked the sound of it a lot. You know.
Nice.
So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Pretty worn too.
It is. Yep. Really, that thin job gives you that rough look like almost immediately. So yeah, I had already started to show wear within the first couple of years that I had it. So yeah.
How long have you had it?
Probably at least since the early 2000s. I want to say like 2001, 2002-ish maybe, or something like that.
Wow.
So yeah.
Pretty rad. And your other guitar?
That is... this is my Warmoth parts caster that I built. It's basically, you know, a telly neck and Jazzmaster body. It's swamp ash. It's super heavy. It weighs like, I don't know, it weighs a ton. It's crazy. And then I think this is the Goto bridge so that I can intonate the strings a little better. And yeah, just broadcaster pickups. I'm about to mod it again. I'm gonna put in a 4-way switch so that right now it's at bridge, both pickups, and then the neck pickup. But in a 4th position one, you can have it so that both the pickups are wired in series, so they act as a humbucker.
Wow.
And you can get another hotter sound out of it. So that's pretty much what I'm planning to do.
That's
Sweet
cool.
strap locks.
Yeah. And next we'll talk about your pedals.
Okay. I have pretty basic pedal board. I use you know, a tuner, Boss tuner. Then I use I'm going from the tuner, a Way Huge Saffron Squeeze compressor that I've been kind of using and getting to know a little bit. And then the Soul Food, and I have a Soul Food. I really like that Klon kind of sound and the distortion you get from it. It's not so 80s rockin'. It just sounds cool, and then it also works awesome as a transparent overdrive when you don't necessarily need it to be distorted, but you want it to. And then from there I go into Boss Giga Delayer, the DD20, and that's how I get I don't usually use like not quite like the Edge where you kind of have like definite delay. I kind of use it to do more textural sounds, and then I like it a lot for creating a slapback sound because it has a real surfy, slapbacky kind of sound to it, and so that's pretty much what I use. So simple, but yeah, effective.
When do you use the compressor?
I'm finding more on the clean stuff. Like anytime I'm playing clean, I really like the compressor. I use it a lot in nature walks now, or I'm planning on using it a lot more because we do a lot more clean kind of picking, and it really like kind of evens out the sound. But sometimes it's kind of frustrating not being somebody that's played with a compressor a ton. It feels like you have to like the dynamics that you're used to creating and picking aren't there. So when you lay into something, it kind of squashes it, and it's not as loud as it might be. And then other things are louder than they wouldn't normally be. So it takes a little bit of getting used to. But overall, I like it. It creates good punchiness and really smooths some things out sometimes. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
And what pedal board are you using?
This is a classic 50s kitchen painted plank plywood. It's been handcrafted in the Northwest with little rubber feet.
Nice. And let's talk about your amps now.
Okay. Well, first and foremost, I think for what I use for just about everything at one time or another is the Deluxe Reverb. It's it's great clean, and it's a low enough wattage that you can crank it up and have it break up, you know, at a reasonable volume. But it's still an incredibly loud amp. I almost never in any stage setting, I usually don't have it above like 2.5. Beyond that, I'm almost always asked to turn down. So I love it. I've done a few things to it. I put JJ tubes in it. I took out the clean channels preamp tube. I forget exactly what that does, but I think it directs more of the power and through the vibrato channel, which is pretty much what everybody uses. Mm-hmm. So you turn down the vibrato, you got the clean channel anyway, so you don't even need the other one. But it sounds really good. At the beginning, it was like really kind of piercing, but after I broke in the speaker and everything, after a couple of years, I mean, it's a really sweet sounding amp, and it can do a lot.
What's the speaker in it?
It's a Jensen I want to say G12 or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but it is a Jensen, and at first, like I said, it was kind of like I didn't really care for it, but after it broke in, I kind of dug the sound. It needed that. So
that's cool.
And then sometimes for the Tiki touch, and then for kind of a more rockin' sound, I'm using the Orange Dual Terror. Again, I really like it because it's a lower wattage amp. It's 30 watts, but you can switch between 7, 15, and 30 watts, and you can either have it running off of 2 power tubes or 4 power tubes. And one of the main things I really like about Orange products and the Dual Terror is like how simple it is. It's 2 channels, and there's just volume, tone, and gain, and that's all you got, you know. So I really dig the sounds, and you know, it kind of like takes me into Voxy territory, Marshall-y kind of sounds and whatnot. Great for rock. Not very good with the compressor so far, I found. I mean, it's okay, but it's just you know, it's a dirtier sounding amp, but I love it. And then what connected to that, I basically had an Orange cabinet built from Avatar. I got a 212 cab with Celestion V30s in it, and again, those same thing. At the very beginning, I didn't really care for the sound was kind of harsh, but after I put some more hours into the cabinet, I really like the sound. It smoothed out quite a bit. And I have a convertible cab so that you can close the back and have that closed back sound or open back, but I really found I like the open back sound. The close, I tried the closed back for a while, and I think it might work for metal or something like that, but it just didn't work for what I'm doing.
Oh, so that's cool.
So that's it, man.
Cool. Well, this is Jamie McFeeters, and thanks for showing us your rig.
All right. Thanks, man.